All right, hello everybody. So this is where I sum up the March-April edition of Foreign Affairs. The first two articles starting off are about the United States, and the first is Predatory Hegemon, Perceptions of the USA. It's mentioned that a predatory hegemon is coercive, and certainly you could consider the U.S. as engaging in this behavior with the kidnappings and the tariffs. I'm not a fan of Nicolas Maduro, but there might have been a better way to go about it. Express tit for tats, which we do see from the current administration, and no guarantee of honoring prior agreements. One of the things Trump has done is removed us from a lot of international order organizations and has threatened to not support NATO. Now, that might just be a threat, but, words carry consequences. You can't just go around saying what you want, especially when you're the most powerful man in the world and the head of state of a country that, as my buddy Yusuf has pointed out, not only has nukes, but will use them. Is America a kleptocracy? For those of you who don't know, kleptocracy kind of just describes a mafia state where power is derived from stealing. In certain ways, I'm not going to lie, I do think that America has taken on characteristics of this. The office has been used to enrich personal families. Now, is using the office something new to the current administration? Absolutely not. Tributes and other gestures that could count as bribes. And some of this is being done outside formal channels. There were always sort of ways to buy influence. It's just, it was always guised through other things. I don't quite know if we're there yet. I mean, I think kleptocracy, I think Russia. I'll let you all decide on that one. Still unipolar. So for those of you who don't know unipolar versus multipolar, unipolar is where you look at the world as being dominated by one superpower, the US. Multipolar is when there's multiple superpowers, such as the US and China. Now, yes, China is rising, but for the most part, de facto, this is still a unipolar world. Unfortunately, unipolar is being used by a lot of the United States to remove itself from helping other organizations, because now it's a multi-power world. You've got multiple opportunities. Isn't really necessarily working out. Has the U.S. failed Asian allies? And to some degree, it really has. There's the famous Obama's three pillars of security, prosperity, and good governance, but we've only really followed through on defense and security, and we left out, despotic governments that we don't like because of human rights. Okay, maybe you don't like them either, but if we don't ally with them, someone will. And non-Chinese proximate countries are out of the equation for us in terms of policy. I have up here common sense. Common sense, I was in the U.S. Navy, and there's a great breakdown on naval power in there. And basically, what it comes to is the conclusion that the U.S. doesn't have to beat the British outright in Navy warfare. It just has to make it too expensive for them to keep fielding a Navy against us. This is really the case with China. China doesn't need to defeat the U.S., and besides, we've seen two wars now, Afghanistan, Iraq, where you just make it expensive, you just grind them down. That's how you win. German. I should actually have put Germany in there. German, new European hegemon. Germany wants to become the most powerful country in Europe, obviously. It is building up its military power in response to Russia. It wants to be dominant. It wants to be larger than Poland, which I think it has the largest military just by numbers, and technologically superior to France. France being probably second to Russia in terms of military power. Now, lately, there's been a party in Germany that's been gaining ground. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. There's the initials. I don't know why the F is stylized lowercase. German language thing. They're very, very conservative. And I would just say, Germany building up forces, a conservative political party backing this armament. I think I speak for, other armchair historians when I say, what's the worst that can happen?